Rev up your engines!
Shifullo2 says, I got an '07 Toyota RAV4. The engine is eating engine oil. I'm using Castrol 1040. The problem is it's an '07 and it's got that stupid 4-cylinder engine that Toyota made the pistons wrong. Try to go to Toyota, say, will they fix your engine? Take care of it. They probably won't now because they'll say it's too old. You got the bad year for the bigger engine. I have a 2007 Matrix, but it's not the big 2.4-cylinder engine. It is the 1.8. They don't burn oil. There are Matrixes that have the bigger engine. And guess what? They all burn oil just like your RAV4, just like the Camrys that had that 4-cylinder engine in 2007. My grandson has one. It runs fine, but it burns oil like mad because they didn't build the piston rings correctly. The only thing you can do is basically just keep adding the oil, replace the spark plugs more often because when you take them out, you'll see they're covered with carbon, black buildup from the oil that's burning in them, and then basically just live with it. Unless Toyota's going to fix your engine because it costs so much money to do that, it's not worth doing. And they're all going to burn oil, but then again, oil is cheap. My grandson's been driving that car for 4 years that way. It still runs down the road, drives it all over the place, takes it to Tennessee, Florida, and back. So, something you might just live with. Zachary Gibson says, got a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. I've replaced the mass airflow sensor, spark plugs, fuel pump, filter, and fuel injectors. When I try to go, it bogs down. I love it. What could I do? All right, well, I can tell you it's probably wrong. I've worked on numerous of those things over the years. That's an old car. It's a 3000 Mitsubishi. But it has a rubber timing belt. You have to change that thing religiously. If I owned that car, I would change the timing belt every 60,000 miles because it's an interference engine. If that rubber belt breaks or the water pump breaks or any of the bearings the belt spins on break, the belt falls off, the pistons hit the valves, goodbye engine, goodbye car. You got 180,000 miles. The timing belt's rubber. It's probably stretched. And when it's stretched, guess what happens? Your ignition timing gets retarded. Then you have bogged down acceleration. I would have hooked up my timing light and I would have looked at the ignition timing, and I guarantee it's probably way off because it needs a new belt and has to be reset, and that's what happens to those things. The ignition timing gets way off because the belt is rubber and it's stretched. If they would have made them correctly and used timing chains made out of metal, it could still be running fine with no problems. It takes a long time for a metal timing chain to stretch. It doesn't take that long for a rubber belt to stretch. It's going to stretch a lot faster. Have a mechanic like me check the timing. He'll probably say, yep, your timing's way off. You need a timing belt. That's so typical for those cars. Christian says, my dad's experience with Volkswagen is horrid. He got an '09 Volkswagen Golf 2.0 TDI, brand new with 3 miles on the clock. Now it has 101,000 miles. He liked it originally, but in 2020 it started to drain our walls. The turbocharger broke. The key didn't work. The AC had to be replaced. He wants to keep the thing. I'm trying to tell him to get rid of it. Do you think it's going to have major problems with its relatively low mileage? Volkswagen's making this stuff cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. A lot of plastic crap. Now, the diesel engines are good. They're excellent engines, but as you found, turbocharger broken, you had to pay for that. The engines are good. They're kind of like BMWs. Great engines, but the rest of the cars are endless money pits. The rest of the car is going to drive him absolutely bonkers. And it's not like the old days. Back in the old days, 20, 30 years ago, the diesels had mechanical fuel pumps. Everything was mechanical. And yeah, that part would last. But now, the fuel injection, everything, even on the diesels is electronic computer controlled. They're going to get more and more expensive to fix, and they're going to break more often than the old diesels. Try to talk him to getting rid of that pile of crap. Let's say he would have bought a Toyota instead. He probably would have paid nothing but oil changes, 100,000 miles, and he'll probably still be running perfectly fine. It's a mistake to buy Volkswagen. They were great vehicles a long time ago, 60s, maybe early 70s. But then they've just been going downhill for a long time, making complex cars that cost a fortune to fix, unlike the early Beetles that an idiot could fix. You could change the oil without even jacking it up. They only held a couple quarts of oil. Very simple to work on. No, the modern ones have nothing to do with those. Well, Harley Davidson's in trouble. They've been in trouble for a really long time. Now they're stopping production because they say they can't get enough stuff to build their motorcycles. And interestingly enough, they're planning on splitting off their electric motorcycle division from their regular motorcycle division. That tells you they smell a rat with the regular motorcycles, so they're going to try to start a new thing with electric motorcycles. Live Wire, its electric motorcycle division, is going to be split off into its own company. And they want to take it public. This hasn't happened yet. And with the stock market on the jitters, I doubt if anybody's going to do an initial public offering, an IPO, anytime soon on any electric anything. Look at Rivian. Oh, it was evaluated at all these billions of dollars, more than Ford Motor Company. Then down it went. I got news to these clowns at Harley Davidson. They don't seem to understand anything about the motorcycle segment of drivers if they're going to split this live wire off, because electric motorcycles are going to be a gigantic failure for most places. There's a Canadian guy in Vancouver. He made a whole video on it saying that here's the failure of electric motorcycles. He showed that if electric cars were 1.5% what's out there, electric motorcycles are like 1/100th of the motorcycles out there. People who drive motorcycles are not into electric motorcycles. And the main thing, of course, is, well, actually, there's two main things. They don't make any noise. People have motorcycles, they like making noise. Half the thing is rum, 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 rum. It's making noise. Sounds cool, right? Regardless of what anybody says, oh, they're making it up. They say noise is safety for motorcycles. You got an electric motorcycle going on a highway 60 miles an hour. Nobody hears anything. They're quiet. Boom. Oh, I didn't see them because they're little and I didn't hear them. That old sign that bikers have say loud pipes save lives. They actually do. Sure, they annoy the neighbors, but they do save people's lives because you can't hear an electric motorcycle. It makes no noise. Motorcycles are small. They're hard to see, especially elderly people. They're not looking for motorcycles. And then boom, over goes. I got knocked over on my motorcycle ages ago when I was a kid. Old people didn't even know. They just opened the door in front of me. Oh, we didn't see you coming. Boom. The door got knocked off and I got knocked off too. The other reason, which is the bigger mechanical reason, is electric motorcycles have crappy ranges at high speeds. I've driven them in town and you can go 145 miles because they're going slow. The motors are efficient. You stop, they regenerate power. You go 80, 90 miles an hour, you're going to run out of power. Because the electric motors are great at low speeds. High power, take off. The faster you go, the harder they spin, the hotter they get, the more inefficient they are. Now, if somebody wants to build an electric motorcycle that's like a regular motorcycle and has 6 gears, then yeah, they could go farther, because then when you're going 80 miles an hour in 6 gear, the electric motor isn't spinning all that fast. Then it costs more to make them. They weigh more. They'll need bigger batteries. It gets more and more expensive. Electric motorcycles, as far as I see, will never be popular among the real motorcycling crowd because they want to get on their bike and ride out the country, ride in the middle of nowhere, and not worry that they can't refuel. There's gas pumps all over the place, but there's no charging stations. They're fun for tooling around in. I got a little electric scooter here, the Copla Fat Gator. It's a riot. But really, thing isn't going to go more than 30 miles before it runs out of electricity at the speeds I drive. You're driving 45, 50 miles an hour in an electric scooter. That's the max it's going to go. Yeah, maybe it'll go 50 if you go 5 miles an hour. Electric motorcycles, believe me, they're never going to be popular. They're toys anyways. Motorcycles are toys. They're not generally transportation, they're toys. And if you got a toy that can't go far enough, you're not going to buy that toy. And they're going to be really shocked when they find there aren't that many people that are going to buy those things. Not that many people have bought them anyways already. Yeah, it's Harley Davidson Company. Yeah, it's called Livewire. Wah, wah, wah. And then down it'll go because nobody will buy the stupid things. James Bono 07 says, Scotty, help. Neighborhood kids keep shaking my wife's car at night. It's 2018 Ford Explorer. Then it wakes me up. The cops got called, and I was fined for a noise complaint. It's getting out of hand. What should I do? I want to keep the alarm on so nobody steals it. I'm thinking of putting bear traps around the car at night. Help. Set up one of those night vision camera setups. As soon as they come out, it's going to film them. You'll have film evidence. The police may give you a noise thing, right? You got the pictures of the kid shaking it. You show it to the police and say, it's these neighborhood kids. Go to their parents' houses and find them for having delinquents that are shaking your car. The pictures, and those things don't cost $100-something now. You know, you put them on trees and stuff, and then when the animals come by, people get pictures taken of it. They actually caught a bandit in Houston, Texas that way. There was this guy who was a crackhead, and he was robbing everything. He even robbed the AutoZone down the street from me. I said, I just saw this guy. They said, you know, he was there last week. He came in, he stole the stereo, and he ran out the door, and by the time we got to the door, he was across the street. Well, somebody in Houston Heights had hung up. He was robbing houses, too. He was breaking the French doors and stealing stuff from the house. They set up those animal cameras. And they had a whole movie of him breaking in the French doors, stealing it, and they caught him and they put him in jail. Put those up, and then you can bring it to the police and say, hey, you gave me a fine for this. It's these kids doing it. Demand your money back from the fine. They'll have pictures of the kids. They can go to those parents' houses and they can find those people for having delinquent kids. Those cameras work great. They're motion activated. They have night vision. Just get a couple of them. Make sure you get pictures of their faces. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.